Hey, loving listeners, welcome to Mind-Blowing Motive, your favorite corner for powerful inspiration, real talk, and life-changing motivation. Today's video is raw, honest, and straight from the heart. Let's be real. Life isn't always kind. People come and go. Some support you, some judge you, and a lot of the time they just don't care. That's not being negative. That's just reality. But here's the twist. That truth isn't meant to break you. It's meant to build you. This video is your wake-up call. It's not soft or sugar-coated. It's for the fighters, the dreamers, the tired souls who keep showing up even when nobody's clapping. Because if you're waiting for someone to believe in you, stop. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta do it for you. Not for likes, not for validation, not to prove people wrong, but to prove to yourself you're stronger than your excuses. Let's dive into 9 powerful mindset shifts that'll make you unstoppable. 1. The world owes you nothing. And that's okay. Let's just get one thing straight. The world doesn't owe you a thing. Not success, not comfort, not recognition, nothing. And once you accept that, something magical happens. You stop waiting and you start working. See, a lot of people carry this quiet frustration inside. Why isn't life fair? Why don't people see how hard I'm trying? Why aren't they supporting me? It's normal to feel that way. But here's the truth no one talks about. Your success is your responsibility, not your parents', not your friends, not your bosses, yours. And that's not bad news. That's freedom. Because the moment you stop depending on others to push you, cheer for you, or fix things for you, you realize how powerful you truly are. You're in charge. You're not waiting on a handout. You're creating your own path. Let's take an example. Imagine a young man trying to build a business. He's passionate, he's driven, but every time he fails, he complains, "No one's helping me. No one believes in me." And maybe he's right. Maybe no one is. But here's a harsh question. So what? Does that mean he gives up? Number. It means he works harder. He learns. He grows. He fails forward. Because that's what winners do. And here's a reality check. Even when you succeed, not everyone will care. You might hit your goals, change your life, and still feel like no one notices. But that's okay, because you didn't do it for them. You did it for you, for the person staring back at you in the mirror. That's the only person you need to impress. When you stop expecting the world to carry you, you'll start lifting yourself. You'll find strength you didn't know you had. You'll stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the creator of your life. And remember, nobody's coming to save you. That might sound cold, but it's actually the most empowering thing you'll ever understand. Because once you stop looking for help outside, you'll find it inside. Now ask yourself, are you waiting for life to be fair before you give it your all? Are you waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect support? Stop waiting. Start moving. Let go of the idea that the world has to care for you to succeed. It doesn't. You'll meet people who criticize you, ignore you, or doubt you. Let them. You're not doing this for them. You're doing this because you have a fire inside you that refuses to die. So stand up. Push harder. Cry if you have to, but don't stop. Never stop, because when the world doesn't care, that's your chance to rise. That's your chance to say, you know what? I care enough for all of us. I believe in me. I got me. And I'm gonna win, no matter what. That's power. That's self-respect. That's the beginning of your new story. 2. Motivation fades. Discipline stays. Here's a hard truth that hits most people when they least expect it. Motivation isn't permanent. It's a feeling. It comes and goes. One day you're ready to conquer the world, and the next day you can't even get out of bed. And that's okay. You're human. But if you rely only on motivation to move forward, you're going to fall short every single time. Let's take a moment and be honest. How many times have you started something feeling excited, fired up, and full of energy, only to give up a few weeks or even days later? Maybe it was a new fitness plan. Maybe it was a side hustle. Maybe it was waking up early or journaling or eating clean. Whatever it was, motivation got you started, but it didn't carry you through. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is doing the work when you don't feel like it. It's showing up even when no one's watching, no one's clapping, and no one even knows what you're doing. Discipline is doing it because you said you would, because you respect your word, and because you know deep down that your goals aren't going to chase themselves. You see, successful people aren't superhuman. They get tired, they get distracted, they get unmotivated too. But the difference? They've trained themselves to keep going regardless. That's the real magic. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone who wants to lose weight. In the beginning, they're excited. They buy gym clothes, they plan meals, they even post about it online. But a week in, they're sore, tired, craving junk food. Now here's the moment that matters. Not the first day, but the hard days. The day when you want to skip the gym, but you go anyway. The night you want to binge, but you stick to your plan. That's where discipline speaks louder than motivation ever could. Discipline is also about trust. When you keep doing what you promised yourself, you build self-trust. And that's powerful. You start believing in yourself not because you feel pumped up every morning, but because you've proven over and over again that you can count on you. And here's the truth. Nobody's going to force you to build your dream. No coach is going to bang on your door. No alarm is going to drag you out of bed with passion. It has to come from inside. Because remember, nobody cares how tired you are. Nobody cares how hard it is. They only see the results. So if you want those results, you've got to work harder, not when you feel like it, but especially when you don't. The best part, discipline grows. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. It starts with small things, waking up on time, finishing tasks, staying off distractions. Then it builds into something unstoppable. One day you'll look back and realize that the version of you who used to skip steps has become the version who never quits. And guess what? You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Discipline doesn't mean being a robot. It means bouncing back when you fall. It means not giving up after one bad day. It means starting again every time. So the next time you feel unmotivated, don't panic. Don't beat yourself up. Instead, whisper to yourself, I don't need to feel like it. I just need to do it. Because success doesn't care about your mood. It responds to your action. You don't get rewarded for being excited. You get rewarded for being consistent. So do it tired. Do it annoyed. Do it stressed, but do it anyway. That's the habit that builds greatness. That's the fire that never goes out. That's how you work harder when nobody cares. 3. Silence is your superpower. Let's be real for a second. We live in a world where everyone wants to show everything. Look at me. Look what I'm doing. See how hard I'm working. It's like people are more focused on being seen working than actually doing the work. But here's a mindset shift that'll change your life. The real power is in silence. You don't have to announce every goal. You don't have to explain every move. You don't need to post every step of your journey. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay quiet and work hard. Let your results be louder than your words. Think about a seed planted in the ground. No one sees it growing. It's silent. It's hidden. But every day, under the surface, it's pushing, stretching, breaking through. And then one day, it sprouts. That's what your growth is like. It doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be real. See, when you talk too much about your dreams, you might feel like you're making progress just by saying it. But talking isn't doing. In fact, the more you talk, the more pressure you feel to impress others. You start chasing attention instead of chasing excellence. And that's dangerous. On the flip side, silence keeps you focused. It protects your energy. It helps you move in peace without the noise of opinions or judgment. It gives you room to make mistakes, grow in private, and build something solid before you show it to the world. Let me give you a real-life example. Ever heard of someone who disappeared for a year and came back completely different? New body, new mindset, new success, and everyone's like, whoa, what happened to them? That's the power of silent work. While others were talking, they were building. While others were posting, they were planning. While others were seeking approval, they were creating results. And here's the truth. Not everyone wants to see you win. Sad but real. Some people secretly compete with you. Some people quietly hope you fail. So why give them a front row seat to your progress? Let your moves be private. Let your growth be personal. Let your success speak for itself. Now, don't get this wrong. Silence doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean being cold or cutting people off. It means you choose to guard your journey. You protect your dreams like a flame in the wind. You stay low-key, not because you're hiding, but because you're focused. And let's talk about pride for a moment. Sometimes silence is the most humble thing you can practice. When you're silent, you're not looking for applause. You're not fishing for compliments. You're doing it for the right reason, because it matters to you, not because someone is watching. The funny thing? Silence builds curiosity. People start to wonder what you're working on. They feel your energy shift. And when you finally show them the results, it hits different. It's not just success, it's unexpected success. That's what makes it powerful. So the next time you're tempted to tell the world about your next big plan, ask yourself, am I sharing this because I need support or because I want validation? Because if it's validation you're chasing, it's a trap. The moment people stop reacting, you might stop trying. And that's not the game you want to play. Keep your circle small. Keep your goals sacred. And work so hard in silence that your success becomes impossible to ignore. Let people guess. Let them wonder. Let them talk. You stay focused. You stay humble. You stay quiet. And when the time is right, let your results do all the talking. Because silence is not weakness. It's strength. It's discipline. It's confidence without the need to show off. It's the mindset of someone who doesn't need to be seen to feel valuable because they already know their worth. So go ahead, move in silence, work in silence, grow in silence, and then shock the world with what you built when no one was watching. 4. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Let's talk about pain. Not the kind you get from stubbing your toe or getting a paper cut. I'm talking about the deep kind, the type of pain that shows up when you're pushing yourself, when you're tired, sore, frustrated, and wondering if any of this is worth it. That kind of pain. But here's something powerful to remember. Pain is temporary. Quitting? That sticks with you. You see, every journey to something great includes struggle. Every success story has a chapter that almost broke the person. Every strong person was once in a moment of weakness thinking, I don't know if I can keep going. And here's where the winners are made. They felt the pain, but they didn't quit. Think about athletes. They train for hours every day. They sweat. They get injured. They push their limits. But they don't stop because they understand something most people forget. That pain has an end. Eventually the soreness fades. The tired days pass. But the pride, the results, that sticks. The lesson? You can handle more than you think, as long as you don't quit. There's a beautiful thing that happens when you push past the pain. You grow. You build mental toughness. You become the kind of person who doesn't back down when things get hard. And once you've tasted that strength, you carry it into every part of your life. Now let's be honest, sometimes the pain isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's the pain of being misunderstood, the pain of failing, the pain of being alone in your fight. Those moments feel heavy, they hit hard. But even that kind of pain isn't permanent. You heal, you learn, you rise. Quitting, though, that's different. That's when you give up on yourself. That's when you tell your future, sorry, I wasn't strong enough. And that's the kind of regret that doesn't go away easily. Because here's what happens when you quit. You don't just stop chasing the goal. You start doubting yourself. The next time you try something hard, that little voice in your head will remind you, remember last time? You gave up. And it becomes a pattern, a habit, a mindset. And that mindset, that's the real danger. Not the pain, but the belief that you can't handle it. But when you choose to keep going, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, you build something deep inside you. A voice that says, I've been through worse. I can do this. And that voice will carry you through every challenge that comes after. Let me share this with you. Some of the most successful people in the world have been through extreme pain. They've failed businesses, lost everything, been rejected, laughed at, even betrayed. But they didn't quit. And that decision, not quitting, was what made all the difference. So the next time you're in the middle of a tough season, remind yourself, this is temporary. This moment, this struggle, this exhaustion, it will pass. One day you'll look back and say, I'm glad I didn't quit. You'll be proud not just of what you achieved, but of who you became in the process. And don't wait for the pain to go away before you move. Move through it. Walk through it. Keep building. Keep grinding. Keep believing. You are stronger than the pain. You are tougher than your excuses. You are built to overcome. Remember, it's not supposed to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But not everyone does. That's why the reward is so great. Because it's rare. Because it takes heart. Because it demands everything. So when you feel like quitting, don't. Rest if you need to. Cry if you have to. But then, get back up and remind yourself who you are. Because pain is just a visitor. But quitting, that's a decision. And you were not built to give up. You were built to endure, rise, and win. 5. Your only competition is you. Let's take a moment and breathe this truth in. You are not in a race with anyone else. It's not you versus them. It's not you versus what someone else has. It's you versus you. That's the real battle. In this world of social media, it's so easy to fall into the trap of comparison. You scroll and see someone your age living in a big house, driving a luxury car, posting vacation photos from some tropical island, and suddenly you start feeling small. You start thinking, why am I not there yet? What's wrong with me? But hold up. You're not seeing the full story. You're just seeing a snapshot, a highlight reel. And guess what? Your life isn't meant to match their timeline. The truth is, we all start in different places. We all carry different struggles. We all move at different speeds. What you're building might take more time, and that's okay. What matters most is that you're moving, that you're growing, that you're becoming better than the person you were yesterday. You see, real progress doesn't come from competing with others. It comes from competing with your past self. It's about asking, am I more focused than I was last week? Am I stronger, wiser, more disciplined than I was a month ago? That's the game you want to win. That's the mindset that brings peace, focus, and growth. Because when you focus on your own path, you stay in control. You stop wasting energy watching other people's lives and start investing that energy into your own. You stop reacting and start building. That's how winners operate. Quietly, consistently, with eyes on their goals, not someone else's. And here's the powerful part. When you compete with yourself, you'll never run out of motivation. Why? Because there's always room to grow. There's always a next level. You can always be sharper, kinder, stronger, smarter. And that challenge keeps you moving, keeps you hungry. Think about athletes again. The great ones, they study their own performance. They look at their old tapes. They ask, where can I improve? They don't waste time comparing themselves to every other athlete out there. They compete with their own best version, and that's what makes them unstoppable. The same applies to you. You want to be a better parent? Compare yourself to how you were last year, not to someone online. You want to grow in your career? Measure your progress against your past effort, not someone else's achievements. You want to get healthier? Focus on beating your own excuses, not someone else's body. And if you ever feel behind, just remind yourself, life is not a race. It's a journey. Some people take off fast. Others start slow and finish strong. Some people shine early. Others bloom late. But all that matters is that you keep going, at your pace, in your lane. Don't be distracted by noise. Don't be discouraged by someone else's progress. Celebrate their wins, yes, but stay committed to your own. Because your real enemy is not the person doing better. It's the voice inside you saying, you're not enough. And the only way to silence that voice is by showing up again and again and again. Each day, just try to be 1% better. That's it. Small, consistent wins. Stack them. Build on them. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. Not because you chased someone else's life, but because you built your own. So from this day forward, declare it to yourself. I am my only competition. I'm not chasing people. I'm chasing progress. I'm not trying to be better than you. I'm trying to be better than me. Because when you master that mindset, everything changes. You become calmer. You become clearer. You stop getting distracted, and you start becoming the best version of yourself. And isn't that the real goal? 6. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Let's get real for a second. Everyone has dreams. Everyone has big hopes. We all want to live better, feel stronger, earn more, love deeper, and leave a mark in the world. But here's the truth most people ignore. Dreams don't work unless you do. And the glue that connects your dreams to your reality is one word: discipline. Discipline isn't flashy. It doesn't feel exciting. It doesn't always bring applause. But it works. And if you want to achieve anything that matters, you've got to build discipline like a muscle. slowly, daily, and without excuses. You can be motivated today and lazy tomorrow. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes. But discipline, that's a decision. It's showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up when the bed feels warm. It's working on your craft when the world is relaxing. It's sticking to your routine when no one's watching. That's discipline. And that's what builds champions. Think about the most successful people you admire. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, speakers, leaders. They didn't just wake up successful. They had days when they were tired, days when they failed, days when they felt hopeless. But they had something stronger than feelings. They had habits, and those habits were built with discipline. Discipline is choosing to work out even when your body says, "Not today." It's choosing to eat clean when junk food is calling your name. It's choosing to study when your friends are out having fun. It's choosing silence when you want to react in anger. That's power. That's control. That's the path that separates the average from the great. Now let's be honest. It's hard. It's easier to stay in bed. It's easier to blame others. It's easier to quit. But what's easy now becomes hard later. And what's hard now becomes easy later. That's the magic in discipline. It might hurt at the beginning, but it blesses you in the end. Want a better body? Discipline. Want more money? Discipline. Want peace of mind? Discipline. Want stronger relationships? Discipline. Want to build a business, master a skill, change your life? It's all discipline. It's about saying no to short-term comfort for long-term gain. It's about training your brain to lead your emotions, not the other way around. And the best part? You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Start small. Wake up a little earlier. Set a routine. Stick to it. Build momentum. Each day you keep your promise to yourself. You grow stronger. Your self-respect increases. You begin to trust yourself again. That's when the game changes. And here's a beautiful thing. Discipline creates freedom. It sounds like a contradiction, right? But it's true. When you're disciplined with your money, you get financial freedom. When you're disciplined with your time, you get control over your schedule. When you're disciplined with your health, you get energy to enjoy life. So yeah, discipline feels like restriction at first, but in the end, it gives you freedom. Real, powerful, lasting freedom. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start. Discipline isn't about doing huge things one day. It's about doing small things every day. Show up, do the work, keep your word, day in, day out, rain or shine. That's how you get results. And when it gets tough, and it will, don't quit. Remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself what's at stake. Remind yourself that the pain of discipline is far lighter than the pain of regret. At the end of the day, you have two choices. One, you can keep wishing, hoping, dreaming, but doing nothing. Or two, you can get up, get focused, and build the life you want with effort and discipline. You already know what the right choice is, so now it's time to make it. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Because every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're taking one more step toward turning your dream into a reality. And that step, that's what separates talkers from doers. That's what creates winners. 7. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Let's talk about pain. Not just physical pain, but the kind of pain you feel when things aren't working out. The pain of failure, the pain of rejection, the pain of being overlooked, the pain of trying and not getting results. Yeah, that kind of pain, it's real, it's heavy, and sometimes it makes you want to quit. But here's something you need to remember. Pain is temporary, but quitting is permanent. Every time you feel like giving up, ask yourself this: am I really tired or am I just uncomfortable? Because most people don't quit because they're truly broken. They quit because the road gets tough. They quit because it gets uncomfortable. They quit because progress is slow. But guess what? That's where winners are made. See, life doesn't hand out trophies for showing up once. It rewards those who keep showing up, even when the odds are against them, even when nobody's clapping, even when their heart is heavy, even when their mind is full of doubt. The truth is, everybody hurts, everybody struggles, but not everybody keeps going. That's what separates the great from the average. Think about it. How many times have you stopped just when things were about to turn around? How many times did you walk away not knowing your breakthrough was just one more try away? That's the danger of quitting. It robs you of the chance to see what's possible. Now listen carefully. The pain you're feeling right now, it won't last forever. Your legs might be shaking, your mind might be racing, and your heart might be exhausted. But that's just a moment. It's not your whole life. And if you can just hang on a little longer, if you can just push through today, tomorrow might look completely different. Do you know why pain is such a powerful teacher? Because it shows you what you're made of. Pain reveals your strength. Pain trains your mind to become tough. When you work through pain, you build grit, you build resilience, and those are qualities that last way longer than any temporary hurt. Quitting, on the other hand, becomes a habit. The more you quit, the easier it gets. Every time you walk away from a challenge, you're telling your brain, "This is too hard for me." And eventually, you stop trying. You stop believing. You settle for less. And that's how dreams die, not from failure, but from fear of failure. You've got to make a choice. Do you want the short-term comfort of quitting or the long-term pride of pushing through? The people you admire didn't get there by quitting. They endured the pain. They faced the storms. They got knocked down and stood back up, again and again. Look at any champion, athletes, creators, leaders, survivors. They all have one thing in common. They've suffered, but they didn't surrender. They used their pain as fuel. They turned their scars into strength. They didn't wait for life to get easy. They became stronger instead. And here's the truth no one talks about. There's a different kind of pain that comes with quitting. It's the pain of regret. It's the pain of wondering what could have been. It's the pain of watching others succeed while you sit on the sidelines. That pain, it doesn't go away. It stays in your heart. It follows you. It whispers, "What if you tried just one more time?" So the next time life knocks you down, don't stay there. Wipe your tears, catch your breath, and get back up. Say to yourself, "This is hard, but I'm harder." Say, "This hurts, but I can heal." Say, "I'm not giving up. I'm growing through this." You're stronger than you think. You've come too far to quit now. You've overcome things that once felt impossible, and you're still here, still breathing, still capable. That means your story isn't over. It means you've got more fight left. So fight for your future, for your family, for your dream. Push through the pain because it's not permanent. But the pride you'll feel when you didn't quit, that lasts forever. Remember this: quitting might feel good for a day, but victory feels good for a lifetime. 8, you owe it to yourself to try one more time. Let's be honest. There are moments when life feels like a giant wall. You try and still nothing seems to work. You put in the hours, you give your best, and yet results feel far away. That's when the voice in your head starts whispering, maybe this isn't meant for me. But let me stop you right there. Because in that exact moment, you need to remember this truth. You owe it to yourself to try one more time. Not for the world, not for the critics, not for approval, but for you. Because deep down, you know what you're capable of. You know the fire that lives inside your heart. And even if the world hasn't seen it yet, you have. That dream, that goal, that vision, it's inside you for a reason. So don't walk away now. Don't give up when you're so close. Most people give up right before the miracle happens. They stop climbing when they're only a few steps from the top. They quit the game when the score could still turn. But you're not most people. You're here reading this, listening to this, because there's something in you that refuses to give up. That spark, that's your power. That's your reason to go again. Trying one more time doesn't mean you won't fail again, but it means you're brave enough to keep moving forward. It means you believe your story isn't finished. And that belief, that's everything. Because the only people who truly lose are the ones who stop trying. History is full of people who failed dozens, even hundreds of times. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 ways before inventing the light bulb. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers. What if they gave up? What if they said, forget it, this is too hard? The world would be a little darker, a little less magical, a little less inspired. And the same goes for you. The world needs what you have to offer, your voice, your ideas, your art, your heart. And you can't share that if you quit. So even if your last attempt didn't work, try again. Even if you feel exhausted, try again. Even if you've failed 99 times, try 100th time. You never know which attempt will change everything. And don't listen to the people who tell you to be realistic. Being realistic has never built a dream. What builds dreams is courage, effort, consistency, belief, even when it looks crazy, even when it feels hard, even when nobody gets it, especially then. You owe it to your younger self, the kid who dreamed big before the world taught them to shrink. You owe it to your future self, the version of you who's living the life you're building today. You owe it to your loved ones to show them what perseverance looks like. But above all, you owe it to your soul, the soul that came into this world with a mission. Listen, success isn't about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you rise. One more try might be the one that opens the door. One more try might be the one that inspires someone else. One more try might be the one that leads you to a life you've always dreamed of. Trying again doesn't mean starting over from zero. It means building on what you've learned. It means you're stronger than before, wiser than before, more prepared. Your past isn't a curse, it's a classroom. Use it, grow from it. And if fear is holding you back, face it. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward with fear. It's looking fear in the eye and saying, I'm not done yet. So take a deep breath, straighten your shoulders, wipe your tears if you need to, and go. Just one more step, one more effort, one more day. Because the best stories always come from those who kept going when most would have stopped. You owe yourself that much. 9. Be your own hero. When no one is watching, there's something powerful about doing the right thing when no one else is around. It's not about getting likes, applause, or validation. It's about building inner strength. It's about showing up for yourself, even when no one's clapping. And that's what being your own hero really means. Doing the hard stuff in silence, with no spotlight, just because you believe in your mission. Let's be real. Most people only give their best when someone's watching. They only stay disciplined when there's pressure. They only grind when it's for a competition, a deadline, or someone else's approval. But what happens when the crowd is gone? What happens when no one's cheering? That's when it really counts. That's when true growth happens. Being your own hero means you set your own standards. You wake up early not because someone's forcing you, but because you want a better life. You train your mind not because others expect it, but because you refuse to stay stuck. You stay disciplined even on days when motivation disappears. Why? Because you made a promise to yourself, and you honor it. Heroes aren't born with special powers. They're made through choices, quiet choices, daily decisions. Things like saying no to distractions, choosing focus over comfort, showing kindness when it's easier to be cold, pushing through workouts, studies, or business plans when your body says, give up. That's where strength is born, not in front of an audience, but in the silence of effort. And guess what? It's lonely sometimes. There will be nights when you feel invisible. There will be mornings when you question everything. You'll look around and wonder, does this even matter? And here's your answer. It absolutely does. Every little step you take is part of something bigger. Every time you show up for yourself, you're building a life you can be proud of. That matters more than anyone's opinion. We live in a world that celebrates the flashy stuff, big wins, viral moments, fancy results. But what really builds greatness is what you do behind the scenes. The grind, the repetition, the discipline no one sees. That's what separates a dreamer from a doer. That's how legends are made, not by magic, but by staying committed when it's boring, hard, or unrewarded. Think about athletes. Their greatest performances come from years of unseen training. Think about successful entrepreneurs. Their wins come from years of failing, learning, and staying consistent when no one believed in them. Think about survivors, single parents, students, workers. They're heroes in their own lives, fighting silent battles every single day. That's the kind of hero you can become. You don't need a cape or a title. You just need heart, integrity, fire in your soul. You need to believe that your actions matter even when nobody's there to say, good job. You need to keep moving forward not for applause, but for your future self. The one who will look back and say, thank you for not giving up. And if no one's telling you this today, let me be the one. I see you. I see your effort. I see your struggle. I see your quiet strength. And I promise you, it's not wasted. Every drop of sweat, every lonely night, every unrecognized win, it's building something unshakable inside you. The truth is, not everyone will understand your grind. Some people will question it. Some will laugh. Some will even walk away. Let them. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you, for your purpose, for your freedom. And when the day comes that your hard work pays off, you won't need to prove anything to anyone. You'll already know what you're made of. So be your own hero. Be your own motivation. Be your own standard. Don't wait for someone to save you. Be the one who saves yourself. You've got the power. You've got the vision. You've got everything it takes. You don't need a crowd. You need courage. You don't need praise. You need purpose. And you don't need anyone to light the fire. You are the fire. And there you have it, my loving listeners. Life won't always be fair. People won't always care. But your dreams still matter. Your effort still counts. So work harder. Do it for you. Be your own light when the world turns dark. If today's message gave you even a little push to keep going, then don't stop now. There's so much more inside you than you think. This is Mind-Blowing Motive, where we believe in real talk, big dreams, and unstoppable hearts. Keep rising, keep fighting, keep believing. See you in the next one.